Hey guys, what's up? Grab a pen and a piece of paper because I've got the top 10 things to avoid when training and running your first marathon. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Fordy Runs. If this is your first time at Fordy Runs, smash that pink button down there that says subscribe on it. Go to our Facebook page and join the Fordy Runs running community and check out the links below. There's loads of cool stuff in the description. Right, so you signed up for your first marathon or you're training for your first marathon. I've got, let's say 10 things that you want to try and avoid, or the most common mistakes that people make when they run their first marathon. The first one on the list, and it's the most common one I see and I read and I hear and I've done myself, and that's to go off too fast. We all do it, we're all guilty of it, but we get on that start line, we're nervous, we're anxious, and we just go off too fast, and by the end, we're done. So, learn from everybody else's mistakes, including my own, and don't go off too fast. Right, next mistake you want to avoid is not trying out your gels or your fueling in your training runs and then going out and running a marathon and not tried any of it, because it can just get messy, right? I understand there's a lot of anxiety about taking gels and fuel while you're running and stuff, but if you've not tried it and then you turn up on the day and you go out and you're taking on gels that you've never tried, you're taking the kids' jelly babies, you're having an ice pop, and I don't know, you're having an orange or whatever you're going around, that can all get a bit messy, if you know what I mean, if you've not tried any of that out. So it is a big mistake, people do make it, so try and practice in your training runs, in your long slow runs, some kind of fueling strategy, so when you hit the start line you know exactly what you're going to do. Next mistake, and it kind of follows on from that one quite nicely about fueling, is about hydration. Not practicing hydration when you're doing your training runs, or how much to take on and that kind of thing, because again, people go out, they run, they take too much water on, which can cause problems, or they don't drink enough water, which again causes problems. They stop to drink water and then they carry on. There's all sorts of ways that you could do it wrong. I'm not saying that I have the answers how it would suit you to take on hydration. What I'm saying to you is, when you're doing your training runs, when you're doing those long slow runs, try and practice your hydration. Just get your body used to what it can and can't take. Make sure you're hydrated, it's so important, but yeah, try and avoid that mistake. Next one you want to try and avoid is consistency in your training. I've spoke about consistency in a load of my videos. If you're one of these sort of people who sort of floats in and out of your training, that actually can give you problems later on down the line. So your training plan needs to be fluid, and things will happen, you'll get sick and things will crop up, you might get injured or whatever, but you need to try and stay as consistent as you can in your training, and that's a real key, because when you get there on race day it will show up. So consistency is key. Try and get your 3 runs in, or your 4 runs in, or your 2 runs in, or whatever you're doing, you're getting your long run done, but just try and be consistent as you can, as I say, because I know life gets in the way, and it will really help you out. Right, next up, and this might seem a bit silly really, but not enjoying the process. I see so many people getting stressed and really getting anxious and not enjoying the process of training for a marathon. I know it's hard, and it's one of the most taxing, testing things you're going to do, right? But try and enjoy the process, because when you get out there and you start running, all that training, you'll see why you did all that training, and it will really benefit you if you've enjoyed the training. I think that really helps as well with like injuries, sickness and stuff like that. If you've got a positive mental attitude towards your training, it really will help you when you get to race day. Right, next up is focusing too much on doing distance in your long runs. A lot of people start worrying towards the end of their marathon training about, oh my God, I've got to do 20 miles. Oh my God, I've got to do 22 miles. Oh my God, I've got to do 23 miles. Should I be doing 26 miles? This is your first marathon, right? And again, I'm no running coach, but when I was training for my first one, everyone was saying to me, you only need to get up to 18 miles, right? 3 runs a week, 18 miles, and you'll go over the line. So what's wrong with that, right? You don't need to go out and do 20 miles. Yeah, it would be ideal, but it's more about the consistency in your training, getting your body used to doing these longer runs and being time on your feet and all that kind of stuff, fueling right, pacing, all that sort of stuff. It all kind of formulates into one thing. So don't get too focused on that long distance of that long run. Don't worry about if you don't get to 20 miles. Don't worry about if you only hit 18 miles. It's nothing to worry about. It's all good. You'll still cross the finish line with a smile on your face, so stop worrying. Next mistake a lot of us make while we're training, and I say I'm bad for this myself, is we focus on too much the runs that we've missed. And it kind of touches on what I was talking about a minute ago. You're going to miss training runs, right? As I said, you're going to get sick, you're going to get injured, life's going to get in the way. But focusing too much on that time and going, oh no, I haven't run for a week because I've been sick. Am I not going to finish the marathon? Well, of course you're going to finish the marathon, right? So stop focusing on the negatives, stop focusing on the stuff you've missed, and focus on the stuff you are going to do. And that's a real good tip, actually. It's something that somebody told me. Just focus on everything you can control, stay positive, don't worry about what's happened, and it'll make a big difference come race day. Next common mistake, and this may be a bit controversial, but I made the mistake last year of focusing too much on intervals and stuff like that, and I ended up getting myself a bit injured. Intervals are great, speed's great, stamina's great, you need all that, but really, marathon training for me is more about the long run and building that consistency in my training and achieving, you know, good time on my feet, and trying to stay injury free and that kind of thing. And I feel like last time out that I concentrated too much on speed and too much on intervals, and it can be a bit of a downfall. I think everyone's so obsessed with speed, and everybody talks about intervals and doing, you know, intervals. Oh yeah, I did this, I did reps of this, reps of that. It can overcomplicate it. Just focus on that long run and maybe not so much on the intervals. Right, second to last one, and this is one you'll hear from everybody, and that is don't try something new on race day, right? It makes a lot of sense, and you'll hear it from everybody, and it is simple and it's common sense. But you will be amazed how many people are tempted. They go along to the expo, or they go, you know, wherever the couple of days before, and they go and buy a new pair of trainers, and they think, yeah, you know what, I'll get away with it. You won't, right? Your socks, make sure you tried them. Your gels, make sure you tried them. Your shirt you're wearing, your vest you're wearing, your hat, your visor, your sunglasses, your earphones, anything, make sure you tried it quite a bit before you do your marathon. Right, the last mistake slash tip that I would give you, and it's probably one of the most essential ones other than the pacing actually, and that is, if this is your first marathon, set yourself a realistic goal, right? I never did, and I came a cropper, right? So my message to you is set yourself realistic goals. We all have different abilities, we can all run different speeds. Some people will be able to run a sub 4 in their first marathon. Some people will be looking to just get round with a smile on their face. We've all got different goals and we're all different abilities, right? But the important thing is when you go to that start line, have in your mind a realistic goal. And it might be, again, a little bit controversial, but if this is your first marathon, to be honest with you, just be happy to finish it. Just enjoy it. Enjoy, like I said earlier, about the process, but also enjoy the race day, especially if you do something like London where the crowds are massive. Just enjoy it, go around with a smile on your face, you know, high five the kids, all that sort of stuff, and then come back and do it again, and then maybe focus on a different, like a time or some other goal. But I think for your first one, yeah, set yourself a realistic goal. That's my message to you, and probably the good tip, sort of bit of advice to finish on today.